What up, my party people? Let's do it. All right, we are going to be deep diving into one of the most difficult floor routines in the world. And it is nonetheless Simone Biles. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive in to this wonderful floor routine that she showed us at the 2024 Gymnastics Championships, thus securing her win for the title once again. Hashtag number 9, I believe, and also securing her spot to the Olympic trials, obviously. Now, I will be doing a deep dive pretty soon on who I think is going to be making the Olympic team and why, so be on the lookout for that. But with further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, just pause. Yeah. That you see there is the triple double. Let me break it down for you. 3 twists, 1, 2, 3, and a double back, 1, 2. Now, I will say I'm pretty shocked she put this back in her floor routine given her twisties that happened a few years ago. But you know what? That's the weird thing about twisties. You'll have the twisties for one skill, you'll go through it, and then you'll be able to get it back. It's weird. The brain, she is so complex, especially whenever you're a gymnast and doing all these flips and twists. I don't know. None of it makes sense to me. But there are definitely ways to work through it. So let's just go through the triple double itself, because she's a dinger, that one. What is that the right word I'm thinking of? She's a doozy. A dinger. Okay, so let's just first and foremost, let's take this back handspring. Look at how far forward she's leaning to set into her double. So obviously with physics, she's got to be at that certain angle to be able to go straight up to get enough height and survive, right? Okay, let alone make it. We're surviving. So here as she punches, boom. Now as she sets up, she's going to take that right arm over her nose, and that left arm is coming in, and that is what is initiating her first twist. She's a lefty, at least twisting backwards. I believe she's the one that I deep dove the other couple videos ago where she actually twists forward righty, but she twists backwards lefty. So it's fine. If it works for you, it works for you. There's no right or wrong way to directionally twist. Of course, there's right or wrong ways to actually twist, but if you want to twist right or twist left, I mean, as long as it works for you, it works, right? Those arms are setting. Now, as she's going through the doubles, she has completed this first flip right here, and that's the first full. Now she's going into the second flip, and that's when she does 2 twists. 1, 2. So pretty crazy. So she does the first flip, there's a full. Second flip, 2 fulls. So there's the triple twist with the double back. That is why it's called the triple double. Oh my god, it's triple double. It sounds like something you'd order at Baskin-Robbins. Yeah, no, I'll have a triple double. Yeah, the usual. Thanks, Greg. I'll have a triple double. No, not the double triple. Triple double. Get it right or you're fired. That's what it reminds me of. Now, what'll be interesting in said future, I'm pretty sure she's probably the only person that could actually do this, but I'm wondering if someone in the future will do the double twist on the first flip and then the full on the second, and if they compete it before her, will that in fact be named after them? Because it is different, and I'm sure the technique feels way different. So I can't sit here and say I think that would be harder or not. I actually think the way Simone does it is harder, because you've got to create enough momentum and everything to do the 2 twists at the end versus using the beginning momentum to do the 2 twists and then the full. So, but who am I? Okay, who am I to say what is or is not harder? Logically, I feel like I can confidently say doing the double twist at the end would be harder, just based off logic and understanding of gymnastics in the body, but I can't say off of experience, because there's no way on God's good green earth I was doing any triple double. No, not happening. But I feel like possibly the 2 twists at the end is harder, but I'll let the people that actually are doing that, y'all can tell me what you think is harder or not. Okay, let's resume. I also loved her leotard. It's giving me very Justin Timberlake. I put on my suit and tie. Very suit and tie vibes. Okay, front full, round off back, handspring, double. Piece of cake. Pretty much did that in level 4. Get on my level. Just kidding. So here we go. Breaking down the first pass. So she punches. Yeah, she does twist right. Right? That's righty, right? So now as she goes into her front full, she is going to dump that shoulder around or down as she picks up her legs to get upside down. There is the right half twist. Now she's going to finish it and do the remainder of the other half to end forward. Now she has to, at basically, I don't want to say last second, but she's got to make sure she's got the right timing coming out of her front full when she splits her legs to go into the step out or mountain climber, however you want to define it, going into the round off. So see, as she comes out of that full, her feet are together and then she splits them. Boop, 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 boop. Like a heartbeat, boop, boop, right at the end. This is so she gets those feet underneath her hips and her momentum is still going forward. That way she's not having to create momentum out of a dead stand because she stopped her momentum coming out of the full too early. So it's super important that your timing in gymnastics, it is literally everything. If you're off a little bit, there's going to be times where you might be able to maneuver through, but odds are it's probably going to completely change the rest of your skill, the rest of your series, or the rest of the skill you've been trying to make. So coming out of that, now she's leaning forward. She's reaching to the... Oh, she's a righty in general because she just came out on her right foot to do the round off. See how she twists left, though? Okay, so she's a righty everywhere except for twisting backwards. That's so interesting. It's honestly amazing just the way, like, brains work and how they... As gymnasts, we can compute stuff in our brain to go one direction, not the other. It's the best way to compare it is like if you're a golfer and you swing your drive. Is that right? I don't know. I don't know anything about golf. Okay, who do I look like? I don't know. The closest thing to me being a golfer was a few times at putt-putt, and then my roommate from college was a golfer on the college team. That's as close as I got. But it's like if a golfer on their first hit, I think that's called the drive, if they swung left, but when they putted, they swung right. You'd be like, what the heck are you doing, mate? That's basically what Simone Biles does. She does one thing right and another thing left, and it's not super uncommon, but it's not the most popular thing in gymnastics. Pulls in for her double-double. It's going to be around the same technique as her triple-double. A little bit different, of course, because the triple double is harder, but she's still going to land those feet behind her hips. There's that right arm. That right arm is helping her set up and creating the height that she needs to do the flip, but her left arm is pulling downward so she can initiate this twist on the way up. She literally goes out of screen. That's how high. Look at all these people's faces. Just watching her. I know, I'd be like that too. So as she's going up, she's pulling those knees around for the first back tuck and the first twist. Here's the second back tuck with the second twist. Eyes on the floor, opening up, just a little pop back. Okay, let's resume. Switch leap, tourniquet full. Let's break down the tourniquet full. Switch leaps are a pretty basic skill. You usually start those in level 7 of gymnastics, maybe level 5. I lied. You can do this in level 5. So here's a little switch leap. She kicks her leg low in the beginning to kick it up, switch it to the 180 degree. Now going to the tourniquet full, got to start twisting that shoulder. So she's a righty, so she's twisting her shoulder around, the right shoulder around, left shoulder around to do the half turn, jump in the air first, half, switching her legs to her right leg split, create enough height, momentum, rotation to do the full. Now she doesn't complete the full all the way around. You see where her feet land, but it's enough that they'll give her credit and probably just take angle of completion deduction on that. But overall, her tourniquet full is deductionless everywhere minus her landing because her 180 is great. Her form looks good. It's just the angle of her landing. So continuing on. I think people forget how tiny she is. She's like 4'10", 4'8". I don't freaking know. All right, everybody's favorite wolf turn, she says with sarcasm. All right, in that wolf turn, she's a righty. So again, if you're having trouble with your wolf turns, she's a good one to watch. She's pretty good at wolf turns. Notice how as she's already doing the half of the wolf, her back leg, or her side leg, actually, the left leg, she keeps it back behind her, creating this open hip. This is basically a slingshot type of technique. You pull that band back really far and hard, and then the rock is able to go pretty far. It's pretty much the same thing. She's winding that leg up from the side to the back, and it starts with that open hip. So think of your hip flexor as the band that's pulling, because it kind of is like a band in a way. Not really, whatever. Somebody's going to get on here and be like, you don't know anything about the body. Hip flexor is nothing like a rubber band. Yeah, shut up, okay? I'm just trying to give an analogy, a visual for you to understand. You use your hip flexor, open it up, aka pull that band, and then let go of the band, aka swing that leg forward and around. Start creating enough momentum with that leg to be able to do said wolf turn. So here she is. We're opening, and I'm pulling, squeeze, bam. You like that? So here she is. After that, she's got to bring that foot in. Think of it like the figure skaters. The more they pull in, all that, the faster they're going to be doing their little twists, their flipple, sixel, axles, right? Yeah, I know, figure skating. I know the words, triple, zero, axle, okay? So here we go again. Pulls that leg around. Now watch knees to knees. Squeezing it. Look at her eyes. She's always spotting around her. Arms. Balancing her. Oh, sorry, that was a bad place to pause, Simone. Nothing but peace, love, joy, kindness to you, girl. I did not mean to pause it there. I know it. We be getting some of the worst photos posted of us by some of these media pages, and I did not help you here with this, the way I paused this. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. So here she is with her arms kind of balancing her way through the air. You know, I don't know if that's actually a deduction or not. I've never really, I would imagine it is, because we have like body position deductions, hand, whatever, artistry type of deductions. So I need to read the FIG code of points and talk with some judges, because if they're doing the wolf turn and their arms are flailing about, I would imagine you can deduct, right? Is there anybody that's watching this right now that knows this 100%? Let me know, because that is actually something I didn't even think about, because you just get so used to seeing certain things in gymnastics that you don't think they should be deduction, but they actually are. And I've always looked at their arms kind of flailing about. So I'm like, I get it. They're trying to like balance, but also I feel like their arms are supposed to be in specific spots so that we could take like precision or something. So somebody that 100% knows, I'm like 90% sure, but I want to be told 100%. So somebody that 100% knows, please comment that down. Teach me, help me, and I will ever be so appreciative of you. Okay, moving on. Wolf turn looked pretty good. Let's resume. Also, Queen Jordan Childs, I just love how good of a teammate she is. She's always in their corner, no pun intended, always in their corner, cheering them on. Doesn't matter how she's been doing. She's had an awful meet, a great meet. She is going to be there cheering on her teammates and everybody around her, and I love her. All right, the Biles again. That's her second Biles in the routine. The triple double is the one. And now the double A half is 2. So here we go. Roundabout handspring. Look at that set. Feet. Oh, my Achilles. Oh, God, just been shot. That has to. Ooh, gotta be so strong. Okay, so here's that set. Bam. Arms are straight up. She's rising up to where her hands were, because that's where she's going to be setting. However high we're pulling those hands up, it's probably how high we're going to be setting. Then she lifts up in that tight arch. Head is out. Oh, where'd you go? Head out, looking where she's landing. First layout. Then she dips that left shoulder down, because remember, she's twisting backwards, so now she's twisting left. Dips that left shoulder down, right arm slightly in to create the half at the last second. Sees her landing, barely. This is a blind landing. Sees it for a second. And goes, oh, okay, I gotta react. Now I gotta do a stag jump. Wee. Okay, these are hard. Blind landings are so hard. That's how I tore my ACL. It was a blind landing. I did 2.5. Bye-bye, ACL. So as she lands, she's got to make sure she's tight enough. Knees are bent, but tight enough to where she can also do the stag jump out. Nonetheless, greatness. Do y'all remember that one time she went to Worlds and tripped on that? And she still won this. I'm just kidding. All right, that is a switch full. So she does her switch half with a half. So switch full. As she switches her good leg to then do, I'm sorry, what leg is that? Yeah, she's a righty. Yeah. second. That looks weird to me. Why is that? That's her right leg. She's switching her right. Oh, duh. Switch half. Okay, or switch side. Oh my god. What am I doing? Switch full? Oh, see, this is what gets crazy about like switch leaps and stuff. So when I do like a turgite, right, or you do a turgite, you swing around the left leg to do the left split, but when I do a left leg switch leap, I've got to swing my right leg to go to my left leg, but when I do a switch half, you have to swing your good leg to then split to your good leg. It's just all the confusing. If you guys want me to break down all of the leaps, the common leaps, let me know that below, and we'll get into that. I remember we went to a judging clinic once, and we had to sit and just talk about how to be able to recognize the difference between a turgite and a switch half and all these things. For me, I'm usually able to tell if it's a switch half or a turgite half just because I did a lot of leaps, but I understand for a lot of judges that didn't do these leaps, it's really hard to decipher. But let me know if that would be an interesting video. Okay, so now as she does her switch half, she swings her good leg. Remember, we're turning those shoulders. We got to turn those shoulders to really start the half or we're going to get stuck. And then do her 180 split. Keep pulling the shoulders around in the half so she can then do the full. Again, she lands a little short and her feet are apart, but she's going to get credit for the skill, or I think she should at least, and she'll just get probably angle completion deduction and also feet apart, and then she does this little wee. I love this like little boop boop jump, this little, what is that, turgite? No, turgite, oh my god. Coupe, this little coupe bounce around that they do out of their leaps, like finesse. Love it. Okay, resuming. And then she ends with a really easy double layout. If you know gymnastics, you know I'm being absolutely sarcastic right now. A lot of people open up with that pass. So here she is, fourth pass, dog tired, does a double layout. Same set as her double lay half, aka the Biles, one of the Biles. On right here, nice tight open hips, sees her ground, just a small little bounce out. Almost went out of bounds, but didn't. And then resumes the rest of her floor routine. I love it. I'm really sad that she didn't do the butt bounce. I guess she took that out this year. She's probably like, I'm married now. I'm not doing the butt bounce. But she's literally had that in her floor routine for so long. Okay, you guys, that is it. Simone Biles killed this floor routine per usual. I love seeing her back out there doing the skills that she was doing before she got the twisties and overcoming that and doing them again. Let me know if you guys would like any other breakdowns. I plan on doing more breakdowns of her from this competition in future videos. My next video breakdown of gymnastics will also be my Olympic trial guesses. I have no idea what they're going to pick, obviously, but I feel like I can break down logically what would make the most sense, and we'll see if I'm right, and we'll see if I have any idea what I'm talking about. But I'm actually really excited to do that and like figure out an equation that I'm like, that might be smart, that might be, I don't know. It's just really for fun, okay? But other than that, you guys, that's it. Don't forget to do all the stuff you do here on YouTube for your favorite people, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!